along the shores of the Mississippi, Supercross has come to St. Louis for round 14 of Monster Energy AMA Supercross, an FIM World Championship. Tonight, the 20 best dirt bike riders in the world will line up in the starting gate, ready to tackle a racetrack that has been designed to be not only challenging, but treacherous. It's the ultimate test of both their skill and courage.
These riders will have one long jump, referred to as a triple jump. This jump will shoot man and machine over 40 feet above the floor of the Edward Jones Dome and land 75 feet from this takeoff. It's the equivalent to falling off of a 4-story building.
These are the whoops, over 90 feet in length. That's like starting at the goal line of a football field, riding all the way through these jumps to the 35-yard line. These man-made moguls are roughly 8 feet apart from peak to peak, and they're plenty deep. Deep enough, in fact, a 5'11" brunette can disappear.
Supercross isn't just about obstacles, it's also about terrain. Over 8 tons of sand have been brought into this section to disrupt the rider's rhythm and momentum. Sections like this can change the outcome of the race.
After 20 grueling laps of racing, one rider will come flying high over this massive finish line jump and ignite the fireworks as he is celebrated as the winner of round 14 of Monster Energy AMA Supercross.
CBS Sports Spectacular presents Monster Energy AMA Supercross, sponsored by Toyota. Moving forward. Monster Energy, unleash the beast. And by Honda. It's a Honda.
Some of the fun that takes place in and around a Monster Energy AMA Supercross each and every week across the country. Here in St. Louis, it's race time now. Our Air Force starting grid going across the top of the screen with heat number 1.
Big name players in here. Dungey's won a race, so has Millsaps.
Boy, Dungey kind of got on it a little quick, Jeff, but he's going to get the whole shot. I thought maybe he was going to goop himself up in there. Millsaps comes right after him on the 18, and the Honda rider goes to the front. Here comes the Kawasaki of Chad Reed, the number 22, the champ, the 2-time champ, trying to get around Dungey in mid-flight.
Wow, Chad Reed just going for it. Oh, and he makes the move and goes to the inside on Dungey.
Well, the starting gate didn't goof up Dungey, but that move sure did, Jeff. He lost a lot of space and another position. It looks like Andrew Short got by him.
So Dungey getting roughed up a little bit here on the first lap. You see Short's got past him also.
Well, that drops him back to 4th. Top 9 transfers straight to the main.
Well, and then let's see how the reigning points leader, how he can rebound here. Remember, he almost had the start, got shuffled back a little bit. He's going to have to regroup, get his lap times down, and get focused and be driven to go to the front.
How important is it for Ryan Dungey, Jeff, to come out here tonight and get a great performance in this heat? He had a wonderful start, and now it's kind of...
Oh! Millsaps is down!
There goes the leader! Davi Millsaps is down! That helps Dungey back. That puts him back up to at least 3rd. Millsaps gets up, tries to fire up the Red Bull Honda. He is away, but he is dropped way back in the field.
That's going to put him about 12. So watch, he comes into the sand section, gets a little loose. You see on the top of that berm, a lot of that sand has gotten dragged onto the track. See right here, that white stuff. And see how loose it is right there? He just did not anticipate for the berm to give way like that, because in qualifying practice earlier today, it was a lot more hard packed. That was almost rutted through there and sticky. Now it's a little bit drier and a lot looser, and Millsaps found out the hard way.
And that puts Chad Reed into the lead. Wow. Waiting for the birth of his baby at any moment, his firstborn, and now he's on his way to what would be his first heat race win of 2010. And if you know anything about Supercross, well, Chad Reed's won a lot of heat races, but he's been injured for the majority of this season. So, Aaron, what a great way for him to kick off this night if he can get a heat race win.
That's right, guys. But right before he went to the start, starting line. I asked him what was going through his mind. He said, I'm not even here today. I'm just up here riding. All I can think about is having this baby. So him and his wife, they're expecting any moment. They haven't induced it, but right now his main focus is being there for when that child is born.
Well, that goes all the way back to a week ago, Jeff, when he returned to the series. That's exactly what he was dealing with then.
Well, there's two things, is that I really believe that a rider like Chad Reed can go out and execute the race tonight purely on instincts. You know, the second thing is that he's out there. The fastest way to get home to his wife is to go win these races, right? So, and look what he's doing here. Oh, Millsaps is off.
Millsaps is off the track. You see the rest of the riders watching him as he goes back up the tunnel to the pit area. So he will be going to the last chance qualifier. Top 9 riders highlighted in green here, and this heat will go straight to the main.
Well, earlier today in qualifying practice, Brayton was the fastest with a 51 flat. Right now, Reed is fast at a 51.1, so he's actually wicked it up. See some flags out here. That's the 304 that's down.
Yep, that's Ripple, and you see the Asterisk medical crew assisting him. There is Short. Here comes Dungey. Short, a teammate to Millsaps on that Red Bull Honda squad. And then it's the Rockstar Makita Suzuki of Dungey running right behind him in third.
Well, it's great to have Andrew back after that horrific crash in San Diego. And look what these guys on the big 450s are doing. 3 jumps to get through the whole length of the stadium, Ralph. 3 jumps, that's huge.
Realize that's well over 100 yards because we are running the full length of the football field. So they're from the back one end zone to the back of the other, about 120 yards, doing it in 3 jumps.
Yeah, so they come out of the turn and triple that, and there's only about 20 feet when they land. There's only 20 feet, jump again, 20 feet, jump again, and you're all the way at the end. That's just incredible.
Much quicker from one end zone to the other than Marshall Faulk ever did here in this stadium, the home of the NFL St. Louis Rams.
I tell you, Andrew Short putting on a fantastic ride, and what we need to see out of number 5 here, Ryan Dungey. Let's take a look at the lap times. Last time around was a 53.3. That's pretty far off the pace, but remember we've had those yellow flags and stuff. Dungey has turned a 51.5.
He's 0.4 of a second off of Reed's best, Jeff. A 51.1 for Reed, a 51.5 for Ryan Dungey.
Well, and you asked me earlier how important it is to have a good heat race, and I'm totally confused because last week, you know, Villopoto had a horrible practice, not such a good heat race. Came out in the main and dominated. So
in this pack right here, Jeff, is a 26. The Joe Gibbs Muscle Milk Toyota entry. Michael Byrne having a great heat race, running in 4th.
Well, and everybody knows the Burner is one of my buddies here. We spoke after last week, and he said, I'm coming to St. Louis, and I'm ready to wick it up. I'm ready to take some chances. Okay, I've been riding a little bit tight and a little bit safe. Here in St. Louis, I feel good. Spoke to him after the very first round of practice we have, which is only a 5-minute free practice, no timing. He said, I feel good. So he's going for it here tonight.
Reed through traffic, and he's got company. He's got Short and Dungey right there with him, and 1 to go.
How about it, Ralph? You tell me this clay here in Missouri, it doesn't have something to do with it. Look at the riders, top 3 riders starting to close up. Really, now the ruts are starting to form. They can lay these bikes in there, apply all that horsepower to the ground. Look at the crowd.
Crowd on their feet here in St. Louis. Reed into the whoops. The Kawasaki in front of the Honda, and here comes the Suzuki right behind him.
And remember, these riders are battling for gate position. Tonight in St. Louis, getting the best gate position is going to be key to getting the start in the main.
Dungey tries to cut way to the inside on Short. Couldn't get it done. He'll go inside on the split. Reed, just a handful of corners to go. Here comes Dungey, challenging for second. Crowd on their feet, cheering him on. Dungey pushes him high. Reed gets his first heat win of the year. Dungey's got a rebound for second in front of Short.
How about that fire out of the points leader?
What a great way to kick off the racing in St. Louis on CBS. For up-to-the-minute sports news, real-time scores, outspoken riders, exclusive video highlights from this race, and award-winning fantasy sports, go to CBSSports.com. Welcome back inside the Edward Jones Dome here in St. Louis, Missouri. crowd having seen a great opening heat race to the night. Here are the 9 riders, all the way down to Jason Thomas, who go on to the main. Ryan Clark will get a few extra laps in the last chance qualifier. And here is Aaron Bates.
Chad Reed may have started a little off the pace this afternoon, finishing 10th overall during practice. But Chad, you're back up here on the box. What does it mean to win your first heat race of being back, returning from your injury?
It's awesome, you know, and you seem a little shorter than I last remember. But man, it's been a long time since I was up here. I think, May Supercross last year. So hats off to all the guys at Monster Energy, Kawasaki. First time I got to say that, it feels awesome. Everybody at home, my doctor Moses, thank you so much for getting me to this point. And I think I held my breath the whole time.
At the end of that heat race, you went up and you talked to John Gallagher. You're kind of pointing out some stuff on the track. What was it you were discussing?
The last jump before the whoops, it's just really, really steep and pointy, and the smallest mistake and it's going to end in tears, if not worse. And I just tried to give advice to mellow it out. We don't need to be carting people out of here.
Chad Reed, he's 100% healthy, but it's hard to believe 100% focus with baby on board.
John Gallagher, the representative from the Fédération Internationale de Motocyclisme. They are the world sanctioning body for motorcycle racing. Here are our Thor Air Force heat highlights from the second heat of the night, Jeff, and this was a pretty good one too. Big crash in the beginning.
Well, tons of guys down here, Tedesco, Lawrence, but it was all about Justin Brayton just taking control and just dominating this heat.
He got around Ryan Villopoto for the lead, and watch this battle back here. Great action here with Bloss on the 67. He had a spot in the top 5, and then Hahn gets around, and Brayton on the Joe Gibbs Muscle Milk Toyota number 23 takes his career first Supercross heat win, and Josh Hill in the San Manuel Yamaha takes the final transfer spot going to the main. Here's our Toyota results page. And you see everybody getting those transfers down to Bloss, who had the whole shot, who ended up just missing the transfer by 1 spot. Here's Aaron Bates with a special guest tonight.
Kurt Angle is 6 feet tall, 250 pounds of lean, mean wrestling machine with a whole list of accomplishments. Kurt, you're a 13-time world heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and also TNA's superstar wrestler. What brings you here to Supercross?
Well, tomorrow night we have a pay-per-view called Lockdown, and every match is in a cage. It's a very special pay-per-view, one of our biggest of the year, and I'm in one of the main events. So I thought I'd stop down and check out the motocross today.
We love having you here, but tell us a little bit about the charity event that you work on as well. You're very heavily involved in that.
Well, I've been involved in charity since I started professional wrestling, but this one is really, really important because I'm from Western Pennsylvania, where the coal mines are. West Virginia is right next to me, and with the coal miners and their families, the recent tragedy, TNA decided to have a fundraiser at every single show that we have. The fans have been given so much, and the money they give, every dollar they give, I match $1 per dollar. So it's just something that I wanted to give back to my community.
We love hearing stories like that. Well, guys, he might look a little bit mean, a little bit tough, but he's definitely got the heart of a teddy bear. Nobody is going to be stepping out of line with a guy this size here tonight.
No doubt about it, Aaron. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule of races. More Supercross coming your way. We're off to Quest Field in Seattle next week, then Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. You'll see that right here on CBS. For the season wraps up at Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. One of the riders everybody will be keeping an eye on tonight and throughout the rest of the season will be Ryan Villopoto.
This is war, and it's on tonight, so get up and fight, get up and fight. You've had all your life to run and hide. Now step up,
I'm a burger.
The PGA Tour heads to South Carolina's Low Country for the Verizon Heritage, next on CBS Sports.
Well, if you're coming to the Gateway of the West, of course, you're going to get a good look at the beautiful arch here in St. Louis, right outside the Edward Jones Dome, where Supercross is in action here tonight. The results from our last chance qualifier showing up here on our Yamaha results page. Davi Millsaps gets to transfer, and so does Chris Bloss. He'll fill out our 20-rider main event. Chris Bloss actually rides for Carey Hart's Hart and Huntington team. Carey Hart, one of the most colorful characters in the sport, along with his wife, Pink.
Well, I mean, my motivation behind the Supercross team because, you know, this is where my roots are. And, you know, luckily enough, I've had a very successful freestyle motocross career because of my background in riding motocross and Supercross. And as I slowly evolved from being the athlete side into the business side, you know, I wanted to be able to give back to a sport that gave so much to me. And I mean, it really means it's my passion. He lights up like a light when he's around this, so it's his life. I'm just along for the ride. I just get to watch him tell people what to do. Passion that we have in music, and as much as we're workhorses for this, it's what we do. It's why people go out and pound the pavement and tour and work it. And these guys do the same thing. They get broke off, but they love it. And no one could ever ask us to choose. You know, it's kind of funny to see because when we first got in a couple of years ago, you know, our whole goal was, okay, we know we're not going to win on the track, so how we're going to win in the pits. So we started off with a really cool pit present setup with DJs. Supercross is pretty rock and roll. Everybody needs a soundtrack. I like the fireworks at the beginning. She loves the pyrotechnics and the loud music. I think it's cool because it's creating an atmosphere and a lifestyle in the pits. It's making people want to come out of stadiums and really go down there and see what you're doing. And I think it's really good for the sport.
Talk about a power couple, Pink and Carey Hart. Obviously, so well documented the success she has had in her career. Carey Hart, an incredible athlete, but Jeff, every bit as incredible as a businessman.
Yeah, well, and they're both really strong characters. They're both outspoken, and they're both very deserving. Okay, that's what everybody says. Well, Carey Hart's a tough challenger on the racetrack, but let me tell you something else. This racetrack here tonight is going to be a tough challenger. Well, I'm telling you, you know, as we've seen, Chad Reed was talking with the director of the FIM. This is what he was talking about, is this, after the first turn area, there's a double-double, triple in, and that was that sharp, peaked last jump I was talking about, and they actually took and shaved a little bit off the top and added a little to the backside so it makes it a little safer. 20 riders in the gate, but the 21st challenger here tonight, no doubt, our track, as you take a look at our Toyota track map. Well, and as we've seen off the start, it's not necessarily getting there first, but getting to that is the first bend, and then the kind of the first turn is getting to the inside first. Through this section, Chad had asked to make it a little safer over that 75-foot triple into the sand, tight section through here. Then you come back across the start, and this is one of the most incredible sections. Triple, quad, triple for what the top guys were doing. They are totally going to be pulling away right there onto the finish. Safety always a big part here with Monster Energy AMA Supercross. Great to see the officials working with the riders. Fans having a great time with the racing. Here's what they saw at opening ceremonies. These fans getting ready for the main event here in St. Louis. Let's give you our MMI race reset as we get you up to speed on how the night has gone. 20 riders for the 20-lap main. Brayton, Reed, and Millsaps have all seen the checkered flags so far tonight in the heats and the last chance qualifier. Before we drop the gate, let's check in with Aaron Bates for Monster Energy pre-race report.
Number 18 of Davi Millsaps may have crashed during his heat race, but he did come back and win the LCQ. However, he said he hit his head extremely hard, and he's given himself one very healthy headache. This week, you got to remember, he's still struggling to recover from surgery for bursitis of the elbow that he had just after Jacksonville. He landed on that same elbow. Instead of riding at all this week, he took some time off, and he had to go back to the doctor once again, get it drained 4 different times this week. It's been a tough week for Davi Millsaps.
All right, Aaron, thank you for that Monster pre-race report. There you saw Davi Millsaps. Now a look at Ryan Villopoto on the 2 and Ryan Dungey on the 5. Those are the 2 title combatants here tonight. 1 and 2 in the points. We talked to them earlier about what it's going to take to claim this title.
Strategy for trying to win this championship is mainly just keep winning races. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. And, you know, I'm still 12 points down, so there's still a little bit of a gap with 4 races to go. So, you know, I think all I can do is get good starts like I've been doing and win races. And then, you know, then there'll be no questions. But, you know, we'll see what happens. It's racing. Anything can happen.
Kind of steady as she goes, you know. I think there's 4 races left. That's a lot of racing. But, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of weekends. You're going to have ups and downs, and sometimes things just doesn't go your way. But you got to keep pushing forward.
I've forfeited a lot of points with mistakes that I've basically put on myself, you know, just of crashing and just not being, you know, totally there on some of the weekends. And, you know, that's all my fault. But, you know, it seems like I've been able to, you know, come back around and get in a position to win again. And, you know, now we're, you know, now we'll see what we can do with it.
Well, one thing about this championship is, you know, what, like you refer to like golf, you can't play for pars. You have to play for birdies. You have to play for eagles to gain the ground. And that's what Villopoto's been doing. Dungey's been laying up, playing it safe, but with 4 to go, Dungey has got to go for it, okay? He cannot wait any longer. He has to do something special here tonight in St. Louis.
There you see our Monster Energy starting grid across the top of the screen. Villopoto comes in on a 2-race winning streak. Will he make it 3, or will Dungey claim the flag? Oh, they're jumping in the gate. Oh, and it hangs up the 252 of Keeney. Who's going to get the whole shot? It looks like Nick Way is going to get it.
Ryan Dungey set second with Millsaps right in there too. What a start after coming out of the LCQ.
So Nick Way gets a spike hole shot, holds the lead, but for how long? Dungey, Millsaps, and the rest coming charging after him.
See Dungey take a look over his shoulder. He went to the inside. Where is the 2? There he is.
Villopoto coming through. Look at that move to the inside goes one of the Red Bull Hondas. I believe that was short.
Here's Dungey making a move for the lead.
He's got to go after it. He's got to get out front as quick as he can because he knows Villopoto's going to be coming hard from behind.
Well, this really is the test for the points leader here, a rookie in Supercross. Let's see if he can do something with this great start. Ride for the win here tonight in St. Louis on a track and some soil that you can really let it hang out.
Jeff, I don't think Dungey can wait much longer. He has got to go now to get around Nick Way and try to check out on the field.
Well, here he's got to move to the inside. He's got a wheel on him. Can he take advantage of it? Yes!
There he goes, and look who's right there. Villopoto, like I said, he couldn't wait. Villopoto's charging. The 2 is coming after him.
Well, we've talked, Ralph. We haven't seen a head-to-head battle between Villopoto and Dungey yet this season, but now in St. Louis, we're going to have one.
Villopoto's got to get around a Kawasaki stablemate of Nick Way. Way, a privateer. Kind of holds him up a little bit coming off that last corner. Now Villopoto's got to get around. He does.
Takes the spot, so here we go.
The crowd cheering now because they know what's coming. A battle between the 2 title combatants, Dungey and Villopoto.
Right now, Villopoto across the stripe was 1.5 seconds, Dungey was 1.5 seconds ahead of Villopoto. It's all-out speed and determination. Who wants to be the next AMA Supercross champion?
Well, that's what it's really all about. Heart and determination here tonight. When you talk to the mechanics and the team managers, I chatted with Roger DeCoster from Suzuki earlier today. He said Ryan Dungey has to get back to the way he rode earlier this year when he run rounds 2 and 3 and led most of round 1. And when you talk to the mechanic, Mike Williamson, for Ryan Villopoto, he says, I'm not worried. My guy, Villopoto, is the best when it comes to battling under pressure. These 2 title heavyweights now know it's mano a mano, man against man. It means nothing but these 2 having at it for the most prestigious title in motocross racing in the world, the AMA Supercross Championship, the Monster Energy World title on the line.
Well, in this rhythm section, last lap around, Dungey completed this. Oh, watch what Dungey does here. He quads. That whole on-off tabletop makes up a little bit. But last lap around, he made a lot of mistakes. And I also caught over the finish line last lap around, Dungey looked over at the Monster Energy scoreboard to see who's in second place. He didn't have to look behind him. Just incredible battle here that we have. Let's see who's got the all-out speed.
Well, right now they're both pacing themselves, both of them down to the 50s. Villopoto, a 50.4, the quickest of the night. Dungey, a 50.7 as we watch a battle for third. Millsaps gets around Nick Way. Factory riders holding the top 3 positions. But Suzuki, Kawasaki, and Honda 1, 2, and 3.
And Millsaps was shaking his left hand over the triple jump. Not sure what that was about.
Here comes Short now on that other Red Bull Honda, trying to get around Way. And he does. Bar to bar. Oh, and then Way with a great move to take him high. Short will repay the favor and take the position.
Great ride for Andrew Short here, who was out for a majority of the season. Looking really strong here in St. Louis.
That puts him up to 4th, tying his best performance of the year. He was 4th at Anaheim 1 and Anaheim 2.
What a battle at the top of your screen there with the 2 leaders. And now you're taking a look at Andrew Short as he flies through the whoops.
Short fighting for a ride, too. Contract here for so many riders this season as we watch Kevin Windham now fighting his way around Nick Way.
Chad Reed in there on the 22. He's the next in line here. It's not going to make it.
Back to the front we go. Here's Dungey closing in on the halfway point.
And look how the 2 title contenders, Ralph, they're just pacing each other. Dungey 50.6, Villopoto 50.7.
Well, they've gotten even quicker, Jeff, down to a 50.3 for Dungey. His best time, the best of the night, quicker than Villopoto. Heat race winners, by the way. Brayton running in 7th, Reed running in 8th.
Well, and we've seen this season, we've seen some lappers play a part. Right here, Goose is telling him to breathe.
And you saw Villopoto's mechanic right behind him, Mike Williamson, cheering his man on. The Monster Girls enjoying the show. Who isn't? Villopoto looks like he's having a bit of an issue getting a shift coming off that last corner, or a brake issue.
Oh, Ralph.
Actually looking at the right side of the bike, Jeff, that would be more...
Right brake, yeah, right rear brake, and rear brake.
Yeah, the rear brake issue. So we'll have to see if that plays out here. Let's watch that right foot of Villopoto. See, it looked like he was struggling a little bit. That's his mechanic right there.
Seeing both Mike Gosler and Mike Williamson were showing their riders their lap time versus the other riders' lap time. Oh, here we go, Ralph. Lapped riders in the way. The first one's out of the way.
Doing a great job of getting out of the way is Gibson on the 271.
And I'm telling you, they are going to be flying through the lappers here on a very difficult track here in St. Louis.
Andrew Short is on the move up. The Honda rider.
Watch this replay. Watch what Short does. He triples to the inside, tries to muscle his teammate out of the way. Both riders. Now watch Millsaps trying to square back up, nudge him a little, but it's Andrew Short back on top for Red Bull Honda.
You think these guys aren't fighting for a ride on the factory? Those guys are teammates and they're pushing and shoving each other. Lots of traffic in the way.
Oh,
who's going to get through here smoothly?
Oh.
Dungey jumps in first. Villopoto's right behind him. And Jeff, I would think with all this traffic, it might be to an advantage to be second in line. Now Villopoto runs him in hard, takes him down. The 2 leaders go down, and Dungey can't get out. Dungey and Villopoto wedged together. Where is Short? Andrew Short will be coming through. Here he is.
And all 3 get together.
Windham is there. Villopoto's your leader. What incredible action here in St. Louis.
If that won't fire you up for the championship, I don't know what will. Villopoto went for the jugular on Ryan Dungey in traffic.
Oh, he just went after him hard. And now Dungey's got to come right back after him. Dungey cannot afford, Jeff. He has got to come right back and run Villopoto every bit as hard to show he won't be intimidated.
Ralph, this is when you have to dig deep. This is when the man in you comes out and you have to go for it. And this is just incredible racing, and this was all set up through this rhythm section last lap around like traffic.
Would you call that overly aggressive?
He went for it and took him
but
high.
is it overly aggressive or good hard racing?
They both went down. He went for it. That was really aggressive.
Villopoto out front, coming in on a 2-race win streak. Can he do it again? Make it 3 for 3. Dungey giving him chase. We're halfway home. Let's look at this one again.
Okay, this was all set up by all this lap traffic that did not get out of the way for Dungey, and Villopoto just hammers the throttle, takes them both down, and look what a scramble it is for both riders to get up. See, Villopoto sees the opening and just hammers it right there. Draws a really wide line.
Our Toyota move of the race, and they scramble to get up. Our Toyota replay, what a replay it is. One we'll see for many years to come, I'm sure. Now, Dungey, Jeff, what has he got to do mentally to remount a challenge to go after Villopoto?
Halfway point, Dungey has to go for it. Villopoto feels that he's got Dungey handled here, and he's got back in the lead. It's just an all-out sprint for Dungey. If I was him inside that helmet, I would be so fired up right now. I would focus and I would dig as deep as I can to try to...
Oh! Villopoto tosses it away! Villopoto is down hard! Dungey didn't have to worry about it. Villopoto took himself out! Oh, man! And that's a vicious place to crash!
Oh, and that was the triple jump that
Chad Reed was talking
about was so dangerous and that it was very difficult. Villopoto was on the right side.
The Astric medical crew right there. But that's the thing about Supercross, Jeff. The crew has done a great job of prepping this racetrack tonight. They listened to Chad. They did everything right. It is just a tough, tough sport. Watch this.
Okay, he comes up way short, and Villopoto jumps off long before he even makes it over the triple. Right from the takeoff, he knows it's done.
And Jeff, that had nothing to do with what Chad was talking about. He was way short.
Yeah, he did. That was from the takeoff. He was at least the front wheel hit here.
He knows right there, looking at bail.
Wow.
Let's see if we can figure out how he got to that point, Jeff. Because this is a long rhythm section.
Yeah, and all night long, most riders have been jumping it on the left. Notice the left rider on the left. So Villopoto starts in the middle and kind of ends up middle right. All day long, the favorite line for the riders have been to the left. Now back to the lead.
And Ryan Dungey is back in the lead.
And what does this do for the championship points with Villopoto out?
Turns it completely upside down once again, as it has been doing week after week after week.
I got to catch my breath, but right now the number of, look at that. See, Dungey doesn't jump that triple. As we see right now, he's got a 2.5-second lead over Windham. So this race with 7 laps to go is not over by no means, and it's Kevin Windham, the veteran, who's making a run at it.
And Windham's coming in off of a second-place finish just a week ago in Houston. And there is nothing he would like to do more than put that Geico Power Sports Honda number 14 on the top step of the podium. And the fans, trust me, as much as they like Dungey, would go crazy over a Windham win.
Well, and what we don't know is if Mike Gosler has given Ryan Dungey the signal that Villopoto's out. Dungey obviously seen him crash. So does he go for the win if Windham presses him, or if Short creeps back up on this?
There's Andrew Short. He, too, coming back from a big injury this year, finds himself looking at a podium spot. What a great run for him.
It truly
not
is.
made the podium yet this year.
But it truly isn't. Short, he's been so good over his career, and his work ethic, training, and his focus and his dedication is what's allowed him to come back here after having an injury and be able to get on the podium before this season's over.
Back to the front we go. Ryan Dungey. Wow, what a turn of events. And Jeff, you know, there's 6 laps to go here. you cannot say, well, this is it. I mean, Dungey can just cruise it home from here. We saw him leading earlier this year in San Francisco, way out in front, and he tossed one away, very similar to what happened to Villopoto tonight.
Well, on the pre-race comments that we got from Ryan Dungey, he says, look, there's a lot of racing. There's 4 races, but there's still so much racing to go, and this just proves you anything can happen.
Aaron, the Asterisk medical crew was right there attending to Ryan Villopoto. What have you heard?
Well, guys, they're actually still attending to Ryan Villopoto. They're trying to get him off the track right now as we speak. They have got him sitting in the back. They're laying down. He's got a splint on his right leg. Not sure if it's an ankle or if it's a leg, but it's definitely all taped up. And right now he's wincing in a whole lot of pain, and a lot of blood is coming out of his mouth. Really tough day for Ryan Villopoto. Upsetting moment.
Well, and Ralph, we saw him when he jumped through the bars and landed on the ground without the bike, and that's a good 50-foot triple that was there. Imagine just jumping off of a 2-story building and landing there. So,
well, Jeff, as we've seen, Ryan Villopoto is an incredibly tough athlete. He broke a toe. There he is. The Asterisk medical crew, Doc Bodner, taking him back to the Asterisk medical unit where they can give him some wonderful care here at the site.
And what an effort Ryan Villopoto that he's had this year. He said he gave up a lot of points at times by his own mistakes, but he kept fighting. And this young rider is such a fighter that way, and tonight he went for it. I mean, that's exciting. He was going for the glory, made a mistake on that triple. Now it's cost him the season.
7 wins this year for Ryan Villopoto coming into the night,
which very well could be the leading total of wins. You know, Dungey's got 4 coming into this race. The nearest, closest one there. But I'll tell you who'd like to get a win this season is the number 14. He hasn't had one since 2008.
Kevin Windham, a former winner here 12 years ago.
Well, and that was longer than my career, yeah.
You're a former winner here as well.
It was a lot longer than that, though. But I tell you, the thing about this, look, as Windham starts to close it up, just watch Windham, how elegantly he rides a motorcycle. He makes it look so easy.
And Jeff, he knows he's got a shot at a win right here with Dungey. He can feel it from there.
Well, and what is in his favor is that if Dungey knows that Villopoto's out and all that stuff, and Dungey says, okay, if I get pressure from Windham, 22 points is fine, 25. I just want to keep it on 2 wheels. But you see he dropped back a little bit there. But see, he had started to close it up, made a mistake. So if push comes to shove, if you're the 5, I think you really want to win this, though, no matter what, right?
Yeah,
you want to go for it and get the full 25.
I don't think he's necessarily going to be all that happy with the way this race went, because I don't think he's going to be real happy with the contact with Villopoto, and I also think he would like to have had a shot at going bar to bar with Villopoto and not seeing Ryan toss it away, sadly, like he did. And of course, even though they're heated rivals, he's going to hope that Villopoto's all right.
Yeah, and this is the section here when we were talking about the lappers getting in the way of
Ivan Tedesco was 4th, and he went down. And it looks like Jeffy's down in the same spot where Ryan Villopoto went down. There's the Asterisk medical crew right there attending to him.
That same double, triple. Here comes Dungey. See the yellow flags. That's for Tedesco.
Final lap. Final lap here in St. Louis. And Ryan Dungey will pick his way past.
Wow, what a ride and what a main event here tonight with so many reversals of fortune. And we finally had that head-to-head battle between Villopoto and Dungey. Villopoto went for the jugular. They both get up. Once again, first and second, just incredible.
Dungey, if he can hold on for a few more corners, will match his number plate in win totals. This will be victory number 5 on the season.
And this one's going to feel good, Ralph. I'm telling you, this is a major, major win.
Here he comes. The points leader extends his lead with his 5th win of 2010. Ryan Dungey wins here in St. Louis. We'll be right back to talk to the points leader after this. What a race these folks just saw here at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. one of the wildest Supercrosses I have ever seen. Here are the results. Chad Reed, a heat race winner, makes it to 5th. Justin Brayton, another heat race winner, to 6th. What a great run by Nick Way.
Nick Way at a 4th. That's his best finish in years. A fantastic battle after grabbing the whole shot.
Ties the season best finish for him along with the race at Indy. And the telltale sign is Ryan Villopoto and Ryan Dungey at bookend opposites of the final results page, and here's why.
Now watch this rhythm section here where Villopoto comes through and tries to triple out the end, makes a mistake, comes up way short and over the bars.
Wow, and Ryan Dungey goes on to the win, and he is with Aaron.
You would think that Ryan Dungey picking up this win would put a smile all over his face, but that's exactly not the way it is tonight. Ryan, you yourself had mentioned that that's not the way that you want to win, but from your opinion, your perspective, was that move that Villopoto made on you a little too aggressive?
I don't know. I just kind of caught me off guard. I got into a little lappers, and next thing you know, he's right there and it's full throttle into me. But, I hate to win it like that, like you said, but I got to get up for Team Rockstar, Makita Suzuki, all the guys. Got up to a good start and just trying to put the laps on. I hope he's all right. Send us some prayers to him. But yeah, I got to thank everybody and appreciate it all.
You were right behind him when he crashed. What did you see when you came and saw him down on the ground?
He just came up short. I'm not really sure. I didn't really get a glimpse. I just saw the panic right in front of me, but it was nasty. I just, like I said, hope he's all right. I got to, give it up to everybody. It was an awesome race. It was definitely came down to some fitness, but at the end of the day, really pumped, really super excited about the night, and got to thank everybody, the man above, and it's just a fun night. Really enjoyed it.
Maybe a little bit of a smile on your face, a hint of possibly a championship? That's the smile we were looking for.
Well, here's why, Jeff. As you take a look at the points and start doing the math, depending on how bad the injuries are to Ryan Villopoto, Ryan Dungey mathematically might have locked this title up.
Yeah, because he's 77 over Hill. There's 3 races left. A maximum, if you won all 3 races, would be 75 points. Okay, 25 for a win. So mathematically, Hill's out of it. Villopoto's the only guy that can challenge Dungey for the championship. It's crazy. What a night. I mean, this is incredible effort from all these riders.
And one thing to take note of there was the battle for 3rd between Josh Hill and Kevin Windham, separated by 2, Aaron.
2 weeks in a row for the best finish that he's had of the season in a 2nd place. Kevin, a lot of chaos happening around you. What was going through your mind when you saw everything that was taking place?
Well, I could tell from the crowd some stuff was getting exciting. Came right before the finish line, saw both of them down. I was like, man, we're about to have a great race and a great battle. Unfortunately, the triple out of turn number 2 kind of claimed a couple people. I hope Villopoto's all right, but man, I'm just pumped for the Geico Power Sports Honda team, and MSR, DVS, Shoei, Plant Fitness. It's a great night for us. We're coming on strong with the remaining 3 rounds. Look forward to getting down to Vegas and trying to find this podium some more.
Congratulations on a job well done.
So with that 2nd place finish by Windham and a 13th by Hill, that's going to be a great fight to watch as we move on to Seattle.
Well, and the thing to watch there is that Hill has the momentum has gone away for him, and for Windham, the Windham is going back in his favor.
Back to Aaron.
Well, Andrew Short came back last weekend for his first race since his injury and came in with expectations of a top 10 tonight. You made it. You're up here on 3rd. What does this moment mean to you, Andrew?
It's huge. I've been rusty ever since I came back, coming off the couch. But it feels great. The cars fell in the right place for me at Villopoto. That's unfortunate. But it felt good. The track was really gnarly, the ruts and the technical section. So overall, good night for me.
CBS Sports coverage of Monster Energy AMA Supercross continues Sunday, May 2nd at noon Eastern when the series rolls into Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. Coming up next, it's coverage of the Verizon Heritage from the Harbortown Golf Links on Hilton Head Island. While Ryan Dungey celebrates with his mother, I can tell you that Ivan Tedesco was treated at the Asterisk Medical Unit, released and sent to the hospital. Same for Ryan Villopoto, who was also treated at the Asterisk Unit and then sent to the hospital for further evaluation. For Jeff Emig and Aaron Bates, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from St. Louis, where Ryan Dungey is your winner.